sign? Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Beautiful. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Frances Lorenz, and welcome all of you and all of you who are watching at home. You've just heard the prelude Improviso, performed by Bienvenido, Yangco, and written by Cesar Domiciali. So, welcome, everyone. Musicians today are Terry O'Hara on piano and Cristina Berry on our musician. And so on platform with me is Laura Bentel, our practitioner, and our staff minister who's going to be doing our meditation is Reverend Matthew Breck. So we invite you to enjoy. We're going to start with an opening prayer followed by a meditation and then an opening song, I Am as God Created Me.
Thank you, Reverend Francis, and good morning, everyone, and good morning, all of your beautiful souls that are here in our beautiful sacred building, and all those at home in your very sacred little homes, nice and warm and toasty. And if you kindly just close your eyes and just take a deep breath, knowing that one God, one universal spirit, one universal love surrounds us all, knowing that today, just in the beginning of this very beautiful service, that beautiful music that was played just made my heart soar into a beautiful, beautiful smile. I want to know that the words that are sung today, the musicians, the words from Reverend Francis, and the beautiful meditation by Reverend Matthew are all divinely inspired. I know that each and every one of you are beautiful, healthy, and alive at this very moment. And as you go forth today, know that we carry each and every moment alive in our hearts. So with that, I just pass these words into the universe of the love of the law. And with that, let's say, and so it is.
Good morning. I'd like to invite you to meditation following that beautiful prayer. Thank you, Laura. Let's once again allow our eyes to close, placing our feet flat on the earth. And as we allow our breath to take us to that still place, that beautiful and grounded place, let's acknowledge the quiet that is around us right now. And as we move to that still place, that place that each of us knows within the depths of our soul, it's that place where the divine always greets us, where the universe awaits with open arms to embrace us. I just invite you to feel that right here and right now. Just allowing the vibration of this experience to fill your heart, your soul, your mind this morning. To move through your physical being from the top of your head down through your feet. And circling back around into the beautiful circle of expression that is life itself. And let's just breathe into that right now. And what I'm knowing that is that in this place, we get to realign ourselves with the truth and the nature of the universal presence that is God itself, that is the divine, that is source, that is all-knowing intelligence, that is the field of all possibilities. This is the place where obstacles fall away. This is the place where anything that needs to be healed is healed right here and right now. So whatever needs to be let go of, whatever needs to be healed, just allow it to fall away right here and right now. Breathing into the quiet. And as we feel lighter and restored and renewed, we breathe deeply back into the room. And when we're ready, we open our eyes. And we meet the world through these fresh eyes, these lighter eyes, these eyes of freedom. And we give ourselves the gift this morning of this entire service and this entire experience. And we take this with us out into the world today. So I'm knowing peace and health and well-being, beauty and order for you. And so it is.
The sun is coming out. This is the sun, oh my goodness. It's beautiful. No, I'm going to stop it halfway through and throw somebody under the bus. You know this song, right, Laura? Good. Be ready. Everybody listen really hard because we're going to do something with this. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I know. So there's two different parts to that song because it can kind of sort of be around. But right now, we're still in the times of COVID, which means that anybody who's on a microphone, I got my own microphone, Reverend Francis has her own microphone, Matthew has his own microphone, and Laura has her own microphone. Hey, Laura, you want to come and do a round with me? Oh, my goodness. I said, be ready. I know, it just inspired me. It inspired me during your opening prayer that you were on a microphone. Right, right, right. So half of you are going to follow her, and half of you are going to follow me.
In the light.
I'm going to start.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to take everybody on this side. And, ooh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to split you two right down the middle so that you get to duet with each other. You're going to follow me. You're going to follow me. Everybody from this side over, follow her. Does that feel inspired? It makes sense. So I'm going to start, and then when I get to the in the light, in the love, and glory part, that's when you guys get to start with the slow part. How you feel? You feel good? I'll point at you. I love it. I know, my own microphone. Yes. Okay. I love you. I love you too. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is my side. 1, 2. I am as God created me in the light, in the love, in the glory. We're going to sing it again. I am as God created me in the light, in the love, in the glory. Now you're going to sing that, and then we're going to go in the light, in the love, in the glory, in the light, in the love, in the glory, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Created me in the light, in the love, and the glory. Keep singing that. Keep singing that. I am God created me in the light, in the love. Now they're going to stay with that. Just keep going. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. I am. In the love and the glory, in the light, in the love and the glory, in the light, in the love and the glory, I am. Now everybody together, I am as God created. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Last time. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory.
So at this time, I'd like to invite our treasurer, Cindy Laitman, to come up and tell you about our commitment program for 2022.
Good morning. How are you all? So I'm back. I'm back to give you an update on our 2022 intentional giving program. Our campaign is called Together We Thrive. And as of now, we have 14 congregants who have returned their cards for a total of $42,620. Isn't that wonderful? This card, the card right in front of you, okay? So our deep thanks to all of those who have so far answered the call. And just imagine how quickly we could get to our goal of $90,000 if every member made a giving commitment and turned in a card. I hope more of you have taken some time this week to consider what you want to give. and decide on how much you'd like to do, how much, I'm confused here, let me start again this paragraph. I hope more of you have taken some time this past week to consider and decide how much financial support you can make to our center for the coming year. You have the rest of the month to do this, but I hope you're already going to do it today. The card is in the seat pocket. All you have to do is fill it out, put it in the offertory bowl at the end of service. Or if you're watching at home, just mail it in. Just mail it in. And why do I keep encouraging you to do this? Well, it has to do with our budget for 2022. Your pledges for next year, as represented by your giving card, are the only way we know what the major percentage of our revenue is going to be next year. It takes about $125,000 to run our center for the year, and 74% of that revenue comes from us, you and me. So you see how important it is that we know what this revenue source will be so we can sit down and create our 2022 budget. Now here's the big question. What do you get for your money? What do you get for your money? Well, I have an answer to that question. We get a spiritual community. So what's a spiritual community? And why is it so important to our lives and to our souls? One source for my talk today defines a spiritual community as a place of relatively open-minded people. Are we open-minded people? We are, relatively. And we have three major traits. Number one, focusing on love and kindness. Number two, we're open to everyone. And number three, we allow spiritual exploration at each member's own pace. Another source, called the Community Toolbox, references several assets of a spiritual community. Being charitable toward others, being compassionate, being forgiving, and open to reconciliation, being appreciative and grateful, spreading hope, spreading hospitality, practicing humility. I'm still working on that one. Our center is a living, breathing personification of all of these assets. And isn't that a wonderful thing? And isn't that something to financially support? Well, you can. Just fill out the giving intention card you've got in the mail or in the seat pocket and turn it in. It's that simple. Michael Beckwith, an amazing minister in our tradition, offers his comments on the purpose of a spiritual community. He says, committed participation in a spiritual community accelerates our spiritual evolution. When individuals gather together to meditate and pray, their united consciousness contributes to the spiritual progress of each individual. The community also offers the opportunity to cultivate patience, humility, compassion, and selflessness. When we need encouragement on the path, the community is there to hold the high watch for us, end quote. This is what we have here. It's precious and it's unique, and it needs our financial support to stay alive and thrive. Fill out your card and turn it in. It just feels so good to know that when we contributed our love and financial support to something so special. The final thing I want to share with you is from a book called Becoming a Spiritual Community by Larry Crabb. He says, quote, "In today's frenetic society, people rarely develop intimate relationships. Instead, they spend their lives essentially disconnected from others, rushing through life content with brief visits and casual conversations. But what if one developed a spiritual community of people who walk with and support each other through life's journeys? A community of real friends who listen to each other's personal stories, who engage and nurture each other's strengths, and who accept people for who they really are instead of who they try to portray themselves to be. A place where God can heal disconnected people and allow them to reconnect with each other and ultimately with God. End quote. We have that spiritual community right here. We feel it in our classes where we go deep into ourselves and share what we learn with others who are sharing themselves with us. We feel it when we come together as volunteers to put on one of our great events or decorate our wonderful center for the holidays. We feel it on Sundays when we are worshiping together, hearing great music and hearing a message of love, hope, and generosity. This is who we are. We are the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma. All that I'm talking about is there right in our name, Center for Spiritual Living. This center is a very special place, and it deserves and needs our continuing support, not only of our time, not only of our talent, but right now with our money. Today is the day. As you complete your giving card, do so gladly, joyfully, and bless it with your love. Make it part of the offertory today by placing it in the collection plate at the end of service. Thank you.
As always, yeah. Wow. Well, we've got a few quick announcements. First of all, I want to express my gratitude for the book signing yesterday. That was so amazing. And I so appreciate all of you for coming and helping make that happen. I didn't know a bit about how it was going to be executed. And judging from what happened yesterday, I should stay out of everything. It was really good. So if you haven't gotten a ticket for our wonderful round table event that's happening December 3rd, I have tickets. I could sell them to you after the service. They're $75 each. And I'm very excited about the musical review we're putting together. Our rehearsals will be on Monday, not today, because Sonia Vargas, Reverend Sonia Vargas, is doing a retreat in the afternoon on courage, using Mark Nepo's book. She's bringing her Stay in the Light ukulele group, and it's going to be inspirational, laced with music, conversation, and deep reflection, as well as ritual. So if you haven't signed up, you're welcome to come. We still have some space in that event, and it goes from 1 to 6, so we urge you to grab a bite to eat before you come back after the 11 o'clock service. There'll be snacks mid-afternoon, and it's going to be quite a profound experience. And I think those are the announcements. Anybody else have, did I leave anything else out? Then we will move into our next song with Christine, which is Into the Light?
I am light.
I am light. I am light. Yeah. Okay.
So guess what? This morning, when I left my house, I grabbed music, or so I thought. I mean, it is music. It has a paperclip on it. Therefore, it means it's the right packet, right? So what you're getting right now is the God-inspired rehearsal, because we didn't get a chance to rehearse this. So I welcome your blessings and your energy. And it's going to be amazing, because the words of this song are fantastic.
Things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. am not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of a dream I left behind. I am alive. I am alive. I am light. I am a light. I am light. I am a light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul is all light. All light. I am light. I am light. Yes, I am light. 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 I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So the new theme for the month of November is Breathe in the View. And as we come to the end of another year, from a higher plane, we see that the signs that something in human consciousness is shifting. There's a growing interest in the mystical and unexplained. On poles of human focus, just recently, there's been a shift away from just materialism and money to the value of family and compassionate relationships. That's moved high up on the list. I find that an interesting shift that's happened with COVID. There seems to be a shift from intellectual arguments about abstract spiritual theory to the real perception of the spiritual as it occurs in everyday life. And the idea of mystical experience began a journey in our consciousness through the popularization of Hindu, Buddhist, and Taoist traditions by writers and thinkers like Carl Jung, Alan Watts, Yogananda, and Ram Dass. And a larger audience became aware of the creation spirituality mystics like Meister Eckhart and Hildegard de Bingen and Julian of Norwich. And we've begun to think of individual mystical experiences as just part of the new spiritual experience. So this past year, the theme of all of our Centers for Spiritual Living was evolutionary vision. And that relates to a statement from our mission statement. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought and an ability to create a life that works within a world that works for everyone. So where is our evolution in consciousness leading us? Last night I attended an event celebrating the 25-year anniversary of the Asia Pacific Cultural Center. And it was an evening of gratitude for all their supporters over the years and leaders who sustained them. I'm on their advisory board. And the celebration was also to raise money for a new building that'll be in the same location at Metro Park site on 38th and South Tacoma Way. And so the invocation was given by a Methodist pastor who, in blessing the event, said, "God is good." And in the entire room, which was filled with 800 people, said, "All the time." And they raised the paddle later for $350,000 for that building. And at the end of the evening, we experienced a Korean fashion show where all of the models were in outfits made of paper. And they were extraordinary. I don't know if you've ever seen this Hanji style thing. Multicare across the street contributed $100,000 to their building. So it was powerful and diverse, and we got a sense of the cultures of the world coming together with pride in their traditions, supported by the Asia Pacific Cultural Center. And nearly all the elected officials in our both congressional and statewide, as well as local officials, were in attendance. So it was amazing, and the world seems so small. So we find ourselves at a crossroads in the years ahead as science completes its redefining of the outer universe and that universe story that we're 14.3 billion years old. And what I know for sure is that we each have amazing creative abilities. Our essence is really a field of conscious intention. And what we believe is being broadcast to the cosmos. And as our awareness of our connection to the universe grows, our power will be increased and our ethical decisions will be empowered. And we have to find a vision of a world that works for everyone. So before we leave the house every morning, we need to find that space, that spiritual posture, because the power of faith is real. Every thought is a prayer. And as we interact with others in the world, thank goodness we're beginning to return to doing that, the magic of synchronicity will accelerate for everyone, and the destiny we intuit will become a reality. So as our capacities for manifestation increase, we always need to go with our highest wisdom to chart our path in life instead of living from fear and scarcity. So breathe in the view, see the design, because when you are at a distance and at a higher level, you can begin to see the design. Take a moment to appreciate and honor what has occurred this past year on this journey and how we can give thanks. Express gratitude for all of it. And notice how breathing in that view with gratitude will shift our perspective of events along our journey even more. Feeling and expressing gratitude lifts our consciousness even higher. So Maya Angelou wrote, "Let gratitude be the pillow upon which you kneel to say your nightly prayer, and let faith be the bridge you build to overcome evil and welcome good." David White also wrote a poem called Gratitude, and he said, "Gratitude is the understanding that many millions of things come together and live together and mesh together and breathe together in order for us to take one more breath of air. And the underlying gift of life and incarnation as a living, participating human being is a privilege, and that we are miraculously part of something rather than nothing. Even if that something is temporarily pain or despair, we inhabit a living world with real faces and real voices, laughter, the color blue, the green of the fields, the freshness of the cold wind, or the tawny hue of a winter landscape. Thankfulness finds its full measure in the generosity of presence. We sit at the table as part of every other person's world. making our own world without will or effort, seeing to the heart of privilege, and thanksgiving happens when our sense of presence meets all other presences. Being unappreciative might mean that we're simply not paying attention. This is the season where we're reminded, be grateful. What does that mean? Be grateful. Give thanks for all things, says Apostle Paul in the New Testament. And I can't define gratitude, really. I can't conjure it up on demand, but it is the right thing to do. But I know when it washes over me, it begins to sing to me. Diana Butler Bass makes some very helpful distinctions about forms of gratitude. She says, I could preach on many sermons about what she says, but here's one point. The most helpful point, which I found, was she says gratitude is about gifts and responses. And there's a gift, and there's a response to that gift, and sometimes it's a long repeating cycle. And she makes a distinction between transactional gratitude and free gratitude. And is there anyone here who's not familiar with the notion of a quid pro quo? That means something for something. It's an exchange, often an unequal exchange. A benefactor, typically one who holds power or authority, provides a gift to someone who's the beneficiary. And now, having received the gift, the beneficiary is in the benefactor's debt and must demonstrate gratitude. The beneficiary has to comply with demonstrations of gratitude that leave them empty and resentful. But if you were to go back to an earlier time, the feudal lord would give the peasant limited use of a small plot of land where he could live and plant a few crops. And in exchange, the peasant had to express gratitude by giving back, usually a larger portion of his harvest and his loyalty. So the debt owed to the benefactor can't be fully satisfied, but the beneficiary has to try forever. Quid pro quo, something for something, obligated gratitude. But what is gratitude that's not transactional, not a quid pro quo? It's free. It's pro bono, which means for the greater good. Pro bono gratitude is when a gift is given without any expectation of exchange or payment. And the gift is offered as a contribution to the good, period. Any gratitude that is expressed is deep thanks, free and untethered. And the beneficiary chooses how and when to be grateful. So pro bono allows for pro bono gratitude, all for the good. So gratitude is about a gift and a response, and it's freely given. It's being in a state of grace, or the unexpected and unearned generosity and love of the giver. Diana Bass continues to say, to know the mystery of life is to be grateful in all things. In all things, through all things, I've discovered I'm no longer an ingrat, but I'm living in gratitude. My journey started, she writes, because I didn't know how to write thank you notes. Have you ever had that experience? You know, some people are really gifted at writing thank you notes. I think of Carol Farrer, bless her soul. She was so wonderful at writing thank you notes. But this Diana Butler says, it led me to understand that gratitude is a way of healing and compassion. And so she invites us all to journey from ingratitude to gratefulness and to become part of this sense of gratefulness as a like-minded community. And so even when we're surrounded by things that for which we are and cannot be grateful, you can make your own list. And of course, the greatest gift of all is life. We choose our response, gratitude. We choose to build the common good. And in doing so, we make our own days glad. So let's just breathe in the view in this season of gratitude. It's a powerful thing to live by when we always get the view from the top. Christian Larson, in his book, The Pathway of Roses, he was kind of an early metaphysical teacher, said this is our purpose, to live the purest, the largest, the fairest, the most useful, the most beautiful spiritual life possible, just for today, to be our best here and now, with no desire to outshine another human being, but simply to be a divine being here and now. Breathe in the view and see the design of the greater good in your life. And so I'd like us to affirm together, I lift my eyes to the highest and grandest view of life. I lift my eyes to the highest and grandest view of life. And so as we breathe in that view, we can say, thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for all the blessings received this past year. I'm so grateful. God bless you.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, and gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Sing it with me if you know it. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, and gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. One more time, let's bless everything. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, and gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, and gratitude all around me. Yes, I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm
Well, we love that song. Ah. All right, so it's time for our offering, and we like to say the blessing in your program. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is.
I'd like to say a few words about the song. The song "You Were There" is really about God being with us all the time. And it was originally sung by a boys' choir called Libera about 12 years ago. And more recently, I saw it being used as a background song for the centenary of World War I, where they show all the soldiers marching and this song is being sung. I wish you have a chance to look at this or Google it for the words of it, because the words are very profound and very deep. And Cristina is going to sing it with us.
Yes. You were there in everything I know, from the moment I began. Always there in every way I go. Save me falling, held my hand. You were shelter from the storm. The shadows fade away, all cares pass away as hour by hour and day by day. Your love lightens up the sky as it shines across the night. Ave Regina, Celorum Decora, Virgo Gloriosa, Ave. And when the end of days come, stay with me through the dark and bring me You were there, whichever way I go, keep me safely, night and day, always there, whenever I'm alone, hear me calling, show the way. You were shelter from the storm, the shadow
shines across the night. Ave Regina, Shalorum Decora, Virgo Gloriosa. And when the end of day is come, stay with me through the dark and bring me home. Stay with me through the dark and bring me home.
Wow, that was just an amazing, beautiful song that I'm so grateful to have been a part of, just sitting here. Benny, thank you. Thank you, Cristina and Terry. Your music just comes from your soul, just comes from a beautiful place of graciousness and a beautiful place of love that you share with us. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Lemlets. Well, I think every. I know.
I will let them know that God did work on that one.
And I think every time you open and you play your instruments, it is God inspired. It is everything that we can hope for. So please, if you just kindly close your beautiful outer eyes and just take a breath of gratitude, a breath of wellness, because at this very moment, there is nothing that stands in our way of the beautiful love that is surrounding us at this very moment. I am so very humbly grateful for this opportunity to be in the loving presence of all that is good. God is good, and God is good all the time. So if you have a heavy heart, know that God, your creator, your beautiful Prince of Joy, can carry you through it all. And I know this to be true. And for some reason, there is words that is falling to me from Wilma Mankiller, who was the principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. And she used to talk about the differences between a cow and a buffalo. And you know, a cow will run from a storm. And as what I know from a buffalo, we will run towards it. We will run towards the beauty and walk and continue through it. I am so very grateful. My heart is just full. And so at this moment, I'm just going to release these beautiful words into the universe of the love and then of the law. And with that, let us say, and so it is.
From the day we arrived on this planet and blinking, we stepped into the sun. There is more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. There's far too much to to take in here, more to find than can never be found. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky means great and small on the endless round. It's the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, and the faith of love, till we find our place on this path unwinding. It's the circle of life. It's the circle of our life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on this path unwinding. It's the circle of a life.
Oh, thank you, Cristina. You just gave me chills all over. Just an. Well, the circle of life is embracing you right now and loving you and adoring your talent and your beauty. God bless you. So that's it, folks. See you next time.
For next week, Prelude and Forlana, both from the same piece. So this is the Noel Novelette arrangement. If I could get the Garden Bower fixed by Dimitri, we could probably sing it with Jim Valley. I don't know.